Welcome, beautiful family, to yet another episode of Yolking Around, the podcast where we talk about news, pop culture, and life reflections. My name is Derek Mayo, and with me is my awesome co-host,
Diana.
Diana?
Yeah, this is crazy. I haven't heard that in a while. It's been a minute.
I know. It's been about 2 months, I would say, right? Because the last one...
I like 2.5 because I think our last recording was before December vacays, I want to say. Yeah, it was. So I want to say it was 2.5 months ago.
Holy shit, man. Well, as you guys can see, we are shooting a new studio.
Oh, yes, and the new setup. Y'all can't see the rug, but it looks like if you were to skin Sully from Monsters, Inc.
Yeah, it does look like that. It's very trippy. It does look like a dead Sully.
It's dope.
In the middle of my studio. But yes, I hope you guys like it. If you guys are listening to this on Spotify, go to YouTube and go check out the new studio. You can't really see the camera. I feel like the cameras don't do it as much justice, but I feel like when we have people come here, they'll be like immersed in this world that we're trying to create here.
Yeah, I agree. And, I think this is a new setup too, like just looking at each other in this way.
Yeah.
It just seems like a little bit more conversational, at least already,
Yeah, especially for an old guy like me that likes to cross his legs like this. Yes. You guys can't see it, but that's exactly what I do.
A little bit breathable.
Yeah. I hope you guys like it. If like the new setup, the new conversation style that we're trying to have here, and it's an investment. That's one thing about these things when it comes to recording, is that the goals tend to be an investment, and that investment is for yourself in a way,
so a financial and investment of time too.
Yeah, and you could even apply that same philosophy to, like, if you're trying to get in better health, you still have to invest in like a gym membership. Oh, yes. or invest in yourself, like time, going to the gym and all of that. Or if you're trying to learn new knowledge, a book, some sort of course, if you're trying to learn something different. So those investments are important to grow as a person and to pursue your goals.
Yeah, any type of skill. And I feel like forming new habits for people in general can be a little difficult, but just push yourself a little bit and you can do whatever you want. What
do they say? It takes like 30 days?
I want to say it's 60.
60 days, yeah.
To form a habit.
Yeah, and we've been very blessed to be able to bring you guys this once again, and I've been working in a couple new projects.
Oh, yes.
As well. We just finished recording a podcast with Luisito Rios, good TikToker, influencer, political news commentator, exactly. Thank you. And we've been working with him. I was invited to co-host his new podcast, Mofongo Wars. Go check him out and give him a follow on Instagram, on YouTube.
You know? Great guy, very smart too.
Very awesome guy. And he invited me to be in his first episode, which is crazy.
Oh yeah, I just listened to it. Y'all need to watch it. Like it's just a wild story.
It's a crazy ass story about his son, and the incident that he was in, a car crash. And just go listen to it. And we also recorded one for February, right?
Yeah, for Valentines. We did a couples edition podcast.
That was really fun.
It was really fun. Yeah, I felt we shot for like 2 hours, I want to say, but it felt like 30 minutes. It went by pretty fast.
Yeah, usually when you're recording a good podcast, that's how it sounds, right? Like, it's just like, oh, that seemed like it just flew by.
Yeah. It was his girlfriend, and I was on there as well. You were, so it was the four of us, and it was a good time. I liked it. He made us some coquito. That was bomb.
Yeah, I love coquito. Coquito's good. I like that you can make it in different flavors.
Yeah.
Right? For those of you guys that don't know what coquito is, it's rum, and some usually you put some sort of condensed milk, and you can flavor it. I think it's condensed milk, one or the other, but it is a milky sort of a substance that
has cinnamon in it too, I want to say.
Yeah, you can make it. Like, we had an Oreo one.
Yo, the Oreo one was
we had an Oreo.
That was the first one he ever made for us.
Yeah, and then I really can't remember what this other flavor
I'm not
was,
sure, but it was really good too.
Yeah. And it's dangerous. It's one of those drinks that is dangerous because you start drinking it and all of a sudden everything kind of hits at once.
It's very sippable.
Yeah, very sippable, especially with ice on the rocks.
Oh, man.
a la roca.
Sounds so good even right now, even though it's fucking like 9:30 a.m.
I know, right?
This is coffee. Just
yeah. We're just having coffee. We're just having a little bit of coffee this Sunday morning. Beautiful morning. Actually.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. It snowed a bit, but it's warming up, so I think the snow will probably melt.
Yes. Talking about snow, I kind of want to go through like what happened in each month.
Little timeline.
Yeah, a little timeline so that you guys know exactly what we've been up to. Of course, we have other news and stuff, but just to kind of give you guys a breakdown, because a lot of exciting things have happened besides, the podcasting and setting up the new room. The first one is that we're not in January anymore.
Woo!
And I don't know about you, but I feel like the dates after the dates after December seem to be like a mini depression for me at least, because you come back from a dopamine driven festivities from December, New Year's, Christmas, etc. Your endorphins are out the wazoo, and then all of a sudden you come and crash into January where nothing is going on. And then if you live in a place like Colorado that is cold, it kind of pushes you away from being out in the streets,
Yeah, I think that's so real, just because I think it's exactly what you said. You go from this really high of the holidays, the festivities, if you have family, spending time with your family, and then all of a sudden you're like, shit, I'm alone and the weather's shitty. I mean, the winter hasn't been as bad as other years, but it was still kind of cold.
Yeah. It's been a pleasant winter, I would say, so far. We got a little bit of snow yesterday, but it hasn't been the few times that it has snowed. It has been expected. Yeah, it has been expected.
That first day that you did the podcast with Luis, that was just a shitty day for the roads, right?
Yeah.
It was pretty fucking icy. Bad. But I feel like besides that, it's been pretty okay. But I'm excited that it's March now. I feel like March is the promise of warmer weather. Yeah,
like the beginning of when is spring?
I believe it's the 21st of March.
Okay, officially. So it is in March.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that day, if you're driving out there in the snow, you got to be careful because it was raining in the morning. So it was hot enough to rain, slit throughout the day, but then at night, once everything started cooling off, everything froze.
Yeah.
And it's just like ice skating out there in the streets, and it's it's pretty dangerous.
Yeah.
And then you also have the whole thing where everybody's getting back to the gym.
Yes.
I try to be a gym driven or try to exercise here and there, and just the thought of having to smell new BOs, it's not for me,
Variations.
So I'm like, I think I'm gonna let people settle in.
Well, it's March now. Have you noticed a decline in the amount of people that have been going?
You know what? I can't tell you if there has been a decline or not, honestly. It seems like the gym that I go to is always around 7. There's actually memes about things like that because it's so crowded. And I know the gym, everybody's supposed to share the gym space, but it can get a little weird when you're having to like rub elbows trying to do like some sort of bench or doing,
the fucking gym bros just fucking staring at the mirror the whole fucking time, taking up the mirror space.
Yeah. That's another thing that I noticed. Like, to me, the reason mirrors are there in the gym, you could say it's commercial revenue, whatever. But I think
to look at your form, right?
Yeah, that to me that's what they're for.
Right.
To me, make sure that you're not fucking up your form, because some people sometimes you need to see if your back is straight. If you're like actually like going through the motion how you're supposed to. But there's people that are like straight narcissistic, like just looking straight on and. It's just
borderline fucking jacking themselves off in the fucking gym.
Or somebody else. Oh, dude, you lift so much, dude. But people have been going.
That's good.
So that's good. And if you made some sort of resolution, I guess.
Yeah, that's true. I'm not much for making resolutions. I think I like to set goals more toward when it's like closer to my birthday.
Okay.
So my birthday's in March, toward the end of March. So I think I'm like mentally setting some goals for myself. I actually got a gym membership. I told you. So I kind of want to focus more on the health aspect or the physical health.
Well, physical health. Yeah. Both are intertwined.
Right.
you feel good, you look good,
Mm-hmm.
whatever that may be. It's important, and if you want, if you want to extend your life to a certain extent,
Right.
I was seeing this crazy challenge. I don't know if it's true, but I saw it on the internet where if you stand up and then if you sit down crisscross and then are able to get up, your life expectancy like if you're able to do it, your life expectancy goes past 6 years. But if you're not able to do that drill, the more limbs that you use to get up, the shorter your lifespan is.
Shit, I guess I'm dying soon, fam.
I tried it and it's actually pretty difficult.
I bet. It sounds hard. I already know that I wouldn't be able to do that.
Yeah, and apparently it has to do with movement, right? That's the notion, like bodies are meant to move.
Right.
And sometimes we live in a very sedimentary world where you're just sitting there in your office desk if you do office work, and it could be detrimental to your health just being there, not moving at all.
Yeah, I think that's kind of why it kind of hit me the other day when I was at work. I'm like, shit, I sit on my ass like most of the day. Yeah. And like I have a desk that it can like rise, but I feel like, I don't know, even when standing does help, but even then you're still not really fucking moving for like 8 hours a day. That's really bad for you.
Yeah, because they've done the new things, right, where you can stand this, sit it down, and then there's even ones that have like a band where you can like walk and work as you do both things simultaneously. So those are kind of weird, no?
I was gonna say, like, in theory those sound great, but how do you fucking type?
I think you go slow enough that you can type. I've seen it. I've seen it like on Zoom calls and shit like that, where people like are actually doing, which is I honestly, I'm like, that seems like a vibe sometimes, because I sit at home working and sometimes you get tired of just sitting and it could be annoying.
Yeah.
Now let's tap into February, okay? Because February is, Valentine's Day, month of love, if you will, at least commercially, right? In the system that we live in. And since we weren't able to like do a February special or Valentine's special, I want to ask you, have you ever been in a bad date for Valentine's?
For Valentine's?
For Valentine's specifically.
No,
and if not,
no.
Have you ever been in a bad date just in general? And if you would like to share.
I feel like I've had various bad dates, actually.
Various, okay.
There was one where I don't know. The more
you don't have to say any names.
No, I'm not saying names, because actually the situation ended up pretty fucking bad.
Oh shit.
And I think I might have told this story on the podcast before, but I was on Tinder for a period of time. I shared some stories on Luis's podcast, so you guys can go to that podcast for those. Yeah. But another one that I have had, where we just like went to the park for like our first date, and now like looking back, I'm like, that's kind of a shitty first date. Like going to a park, that's so lame. Like if it was like a picnic, okay, maybe, but we just were fucking talking.
You guys were like pushing each other's on the swings or something on the fucking, what is it called here, the sub y baja, what are those called,
the teeter-totters,
I think. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, teeter-totters.
That would have been even more fun, but no, we just fucking sat and talked, and I think for the moment I was okay with it, because my standards were kind of low at the time, but I think it was more of a bad date because of what I found out after the date.
Oh shit.
Because
was he married or something?
Yes.
Straight up?
Yes, he was fucking married, like, or engaged. No, yeah, he was married, and his girl was pregnant. Like, because I saw like on Facebook.
Look at you being a little home wrecker.
I know. I'm like, Jesus Christ. I was just scrolling through Facebook, and you know how sometimes you get friend suggestions. Yeah. And then I saw him. I was like, oh, okay, let me check out his profile. His fucking, what is it called? Not the profile picture, but the other picture that you have.
Oh, the like
banner
the wall,
or whatever.
The banner, yeah.
It was banner. Of him and his girl like on their wedding day. And now I was like, oh, what the fuck? And then I kept scrolling through the pictures, and I saw a picture of her pregnant. I'm like,
damn, dude, you were pulling a Ariana Grande,
dude, it was bad.
Damn.
Yeah.
So that was one of your worst dates.
I would say so, yeah.
So how did you confront him? Did you confront him?
I didn't. No, I just stopped talking to him. I just didn't want to be involved in that mess, if I'm being honest.
You're like, I'm going to go ahead and remove myself completely from this situation. Yeah. Because fuck that shit.
No, yeah. And I feel like I didn't really feel obligated to tell the girl at the time, because I feel like the truth always comes out. And if he did it with me, I feel like he probably did it with a bunch of other people, because we met on a dating website. So I feel like that was something that he was just like doing, not only with just me. And I don't know. I feel like the truth always ends up coming out. So I was like, in time she'll find out. So
the truth is like shit, man. It always comes floating out. Like
you can't, no matter how much you hold it in, right?
Yeah.
What about you? You've been on a bad date on Valentine's?
Yes, I actually have been on a bad date on Valentine's. It basically, same thing. I met somebody through an app, and we decided to show up. You know, we were both kind of lonely on Valentine's, and we were like, "Hey, you want to go out on a date?"
Okay, so was it your first date with this person?
Yeah, it was my first date. So I decided to meet up. Went and pick her up. We went to, I remember we went to B-Dub, sorry.
Yeah,
Buffalo Wild Wings. Yeah, we were having some wings, having a good time. And yeah, I was trying to get to know this girl, right? Everything seemed pretty chill. She seemed pretty down to earth. And I don't know, this is where I fucked up. I feel like I fucked up big time. Where I fucked up was that I was feeling the date. And keep in mind, this is the first time we've met. And I pull out my phone, you know, to try to get a picture of her because I thought she was cute. You know, I don't know.
The intention was pure.
Yeah, I did not mean to be a creep about it. Nothing like that. I was just like, oh, she's cute. You know, let me take a picture of my Valentine's Day. And she fucking flipped. Like she just transformed into a different human being. Gosh. And big red flag.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
I just ignored it. You know, I still end up going on a few more dates with.
Well, what did she say at the moment?
Well, she fucking flipped. She was like, "Don't take the picture. Don't take the picture." And I'm like, "I'm sorry." And she's like, "You can't take that." And is it a video? Is it a video? And I'm like, "No. I was just gonna take a picture of you. I wasn't even gonna send it anywhere."
You just wanted it for yourself.
Yeah,
I have a cute memory.
Yeah.
She had a man's.
Is that and then I've told that story, and then I get that, like, oh, that girl was hiding something.
Because it's okay, like, that she didn't want you to take the picture, but she got really defensive about it. It's like she could have been like, oh, like, please don't, like, I don't feel comfortable with you. No,
you went 0 to 100. Yeah, real fucking quick.
Yeah, she was definitely hiding something.
Yeah,
but you were saying you continued seeing this person for a little bit.
Yeah, we continue. It was a very toxic situation. We did not, you know, it didn't go anywhere at the end of the day, but yeah, it was a weird experience. Gosh. And you know, in retrospect, I started thinking about things, and I'm like, maybe it was fucked up. Maybe I should have asked. But to me, it just seemed like so natural to take a picture and, you know, just have it. Yeah. And
I wouldn't say it was fucked up. I feel like maybe it was a mistake, but I wouldn't say it was fucked up.
Yeah. And then we went to get ice cream. Yeah, you know. The other day, we went to the mall, and I saw something very crazy in one of the bathrooms, and I saw I wanted to talk to you about it because you sounded like you had some thoughts about it. They had a needle disposal in the bathroom. Yeah. And I've never seen that before, a needle disposal. And I mentioned that to you, and you were like, "Oh yeah, that's for people that like go and inject themselves in the bathroom, like drug themselves." And I was kind of like taken aback because I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, well, it's like kind of a form of harm reduction because there are some, I think it's like methadone clinics where with people that are living like with addiction, basically, that they sometimes even give them clean needles to use because they know that they're going to use drugs anyway, so that they might as well use a clean needle rather than a dirty needle, because that's less harmful. It's less harmful to use a new needle than like a needle that isn't clean. So that's kind of like a way to reduce the harm of somebody. That's using drugs.
It's crazy that that's a thing nowadays in society, right? That, I mean, it makes sense if you think about it, because there's all sorts of people that go into these bathrooms. You don't want like a little kid stabbing themselves on a needle or something like that.
Yeah, that too.
You know what I mean? There's a lot of things. So I get that sense, but it's just kind of crazy that we live in a world where it's just like, hey, if you're injecting yourself, here's a needle disposal.
Like a way to...
Yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like some people, you know, like, in a way, like, it is kind of normalizing that. But if you look at it from a different perspective, it's kind of to reduce harm, you know.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the same thing of having like ashtrays out in public. You know, like cigarettes aren't good for you. Yeah. But, you know, here's somewhere where you can leave your fucking butts. Even though fucking people throw their buds out of their fucking cars all the time, which is a big pet peeve of mine. Like,
they do the flick.
Yeah, literally. I'm just like, really, motherfucker? But that's a different point. But that's kind of similar to that, you know?
Yeah. I've never seen that. And to see it in a mall was kind of crazy. I was like, oh shit. People.
Yeah, I think I used to see it more in Grand Junction, actually. I don't think or at least I've never noticed them around here.
Really? I've never even noticed them over there. They were in the bathrooms?
I wouldn't say all, but I do remember seeing in some locations.
Damn.
It was your first time, so I feel like it's reasonable to be like, what the fuck is this? Like, it seems very out of pocket, I guess.
Yeah. It took me by surprise. Another February event that we've been to was the Ralph
comedy
Barbosa,
show?
The comedy show of Ralph Barbosa. And I wanted to ask you about it because we're Latinos, you know, his entourage or the people that were with him. I don't know if he's entourage, but the people that were with him, other comics, were all Latinos, it seemed. So what did you think about that experience?
Oh, yeah. Let's talk about from the beginning. Like, first of all, I thought it was very, what is it? Like a smooth entrance, I would say. They had like a lot of staff there. Yeah. So I really liked that aspect.
Oh, yeah, because we went to Comedy Works
in Greenwood Village.
Yeah. Yeah.
So just starting off the bat from there, I really did like that. So it was kind of seamless to like enter. They had someone to show you where your seats were. Oh, but before that, they took our phones and put them in
a yonder bag.
A yonder bag.
Yeah, a yonder bag. So that you're not recording or putting up any stories, because comics are, they're releasing, they're trying new jokes, they're trying to polish. So they use these venues a lot of the times to try to work on jokes and display them so that they can eventually put them on a special.
Yes.
And so yonders, it's like this little pouch where they lock your phone, literally.
Yeah, you can't get it out. Like they need to unlock it themselves. So it was kind of interesting to not have my phone that day. Not that I was really wanting to record much, but I needed to write the date for something. And I was like, what fucking day is it? Let me check my phone. No, motherfucker, you can't check your phone.
Yeah.
So like I had a moment of like, oh shit, like what day is it? But
yeah, I mean, yeah, even for things like that.
Yeah.
I have them on my watch.
That's true.
So I'm able to always know the date at least. Yeah. But yeah, if you don't have your phone, it's like you don't have half of yourself.
In a way, yeah.
Like your brain is just like,
damn. No, but so they took us to our seats. I will say some critique that I have is that I feel they tried to jam too many seats into there. It wasn't very spacious.
Yeah. It was a little tight and snug. I felt like the seating was kind of nice. I like the intimacy of the venue that it gives you.
Yeah, but the venue itself is good.
But it did seem like it was a little tight. Like there was this lady that was pregnant next to me, and for somebody that is pregnant, it could be uncomfortable, right? So you want space, and it did feel a little bit jam packed. But
you couldn't man spread that day.
I couldn't. I was in this little seat.
Well, because you're conscious. I feel like a lot of guys aren't, but I feel like you are respectful of like people's space.
Yeah, I feel like it's weird when we're like touching knees.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if I don't know you, I'm like, there's no need for that.
No
no pun intended. But I thought, I like the setup. It's just, it was a little tight there.
Yeah.
I can't believe Ralph Barbosa. He did like 6 showings.
Dude, that was wild. He did a Friday, two shows Friday, 2 shows Saturday, and 2 days Saturday. That's fucking wild.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you got to do if you want to be the best. Yeah, get your name out there.
That's
which
so
is his openers were decent too.
They were pretty funny. Yeah. He had 3 openers.
Yeah, the first one was kind of like, you could tell that he was just starting, and people were like, who the fuck? Which is really crazy when it comes to stand-up. That I know, something that I noticed, like, no wonder people feel comfortable heckling comics, because they it feels so personal in a way, and a lot of the times when you're starting, like that guy was, people are looking at you like, who the fuck are you? Like, who are you? You're just like another dude, right? And then you have to kind of prove yourself.
That's true.
to them that you're got jokes, that you have craftsmanship, and then kind of people kind of start kind of respecting you and giving you the respect of the space up there, right? So I feel like the first guy struggled a little bit with that, but he did great.
Yeah, he was still funny.
Yeah, he you could tell that there was structure to his jokes. There was punchlines. There was callbacks. It was good. It was good, and it's cool to see Latinos starting. Young Latinos
they were all Latinos,
with big dreams like that.
Yeah.
Was there one specifically that you liked?
I can't remember his name, but I think I really liked the second guy.
The second guy was really funny.
Yeah, I liked him. I wish I could remember his name. I should have looked it up, but I feel like he was funny. Low-key, like in some areas, I feel like he was funnier than Ralph. Like low-key. Yeah,
Ralph seemed he had some funny jokes, but I think a lot of the times he was working on new stuff, and like I said, because I've seen his special, and his special had different jokes that he was working on right there. So it's just part of it. Some jokes are going to be kind of flat. I felt like the pace was a little slow for me.
Right.
The jokes were not bad, but the pace was a little slow.
I agree.
Like the second guy was more punchy.
Yeah.
And he kept you laughing, right? So you want to ride that roller coaster, and it's not easy. It's not easy by any means to get somebody to laugh, but if you know how to do it and you have craftsmanship, it's really beautiful too. Yeah. Well, to finalize, we don't know how this podcast is gonna come out because we've gotten some technical issues. So if you see it kind of being weird or jumping, is because we've had some technical issues. We're back. That's how you know we're back.
That's fucking ass. Like literally yesterday we tried to record too, and this fucking what is it called? A mixer was not cooperating, and I just feel so bad for you.
No, people think this is easy. Like people think it's just a matter of like plug and play, but you want to systemize it that way. But
if you want it to be quality, it takes time. If you want it to look like ass, and it's fucking easy. But
yeah. Well, the last news that I had was about Carol G's incident.
La bichota.
Yeah, I believe it happened on, I want to say Thursday night.
Oh wow, semi-recently.
Yeah, and basically what happened is Karol G was on her way out. She just she's doing a tour right now, Mañana Será Bonito, for her new album, and she was in Guadalajara and then in LA at some point in Van Nuys. And she had to do an emergency landing. Not her, but the pilot had to do an emergency landing because apparently there was a lot of smoke coming out of the cockpit. It was probably the bichota vaping or something. But no, in all seriousness, they had to land in Van Nuys Airport. And
is that still in California?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's somewhere in LA.
Okay.
And they did an emergency landing. There was like 16 people on board, and everybody was safe, but it was dangerous.
It's crazy that the shit still happens, huh? That like there's still technical problems or emergency landings that people have to go through. And thank God that she's okay, but like what if her plane actually like crashed? Could have ended up like another like Jenny Rivera or one of those big figures.
She would have definitely been one for the books.
Or Kobe.
Ages. Yeah. Oh yeah.
His was a helicopter too, right? His was a helicopter.
Yeah, his was a helicopter.
I think Jenny's was also a helicopter, but still.
Like, no, it was a avioneta. That one was an airplane.
Like a little one.
Yeah. Her plane had to land. She's safe, but it's one of the news. Talking about like crashing airplanes. We recently saw the movie.
Wait, can I say one comment before?
Go ahead. Yeah.
I just feel like it must be so like for someone that has to travel so much, like her, like. Our celebrities and stuff, it must be so scary to get on a plane again after that type of shit.
Dude,
it's not something that you can like feasibly deal with. Like you have to get on an airplane to like go to all these different countries. Like you can't just drive everywhere. That must be fucking traumatic.
Yeah. How do you get over it, right?
Exposure therapy at its finest, I guess.
Yes. I mean, even like when I've flown I've hit turbulence, like it's fucking scary. A little bit of turbulence isn't bad, but whenever the fucking plane just like stops flying and it just drops a couple 100 feet, you're like, what the fuck?
When your fucking stomach is up in your like fucking chest or your head.
Yeah, that's why I hate roller coasters, because I hate that feeling of like your fucking guts on your throat or something, like your nuts.
Scrambled guts.
Okay, I think she came out and said a statement, basically saying thank you,
Yeah.
to the people that worried and all of that. But yeah, it's fucking insane.
Yeah.
Something bad could have happened, but thank God it didn't.
Yeah. What else were you gonna say?
Oh, yeah, talking about planes.
Yes.
We recently saw Society of the Snow.
Man, what a great movie. What a chilling movie, but it was good.
Chilling in all aspects of that word.
No, for real.
If you guys haven't seen it, there's no spoiler alert because it's a very known story.
It's a historic fact.
Yeah, it's a biopic that about some Uruguayan rugby players back in the 70s. I want to say.
Yeah, it was a while ago.
And they were going to a game, and they were going across the Andes, and they got caught in that fucking turbulence of the Andes because it was really bad weather up there, very high up top, and then all of a sudden, like, they crash landed, and a lot of people died. And then in the movie, it shows you like what they had to do to survive this crazy event. And as we were watching it, there was times where I'm like, I wish I would have just died
right off the bat. You're like, I wish I was dead at this point.
Yeah, I was like, I wish I was dead. Like the things that they had, spoiler, there was survivors, thank God, but what they had to do, I
would have been like, okay, I'm ready to die, was when they got hit with that, like when they were like talking and laughing, then all of a sudden they got hit with the fucking avalanche.
Yeah, the morale
like,
just went down.
I'll just stay down here and just fucking die.
It's fucking insane. Would you allow somebody, would you give permission once you died? Would you give permission for somebody to eat you?
I would. I think
is it morally correct? I think it is, right?
Yes, I feel like it's justified for sure. Well, at first I feel like when I was still alive, like this, like theoretically I'm still alive and I'm like giving consent, I would be kind of scared, at the same time.
Yeah.
To give someone consent to like eat my body, like just imagining them picking
my
flesh, picking off my flesh from my body. Like that would probably cause me nightmares.
Yeah.
But I mean, when you're dead, you're dead. Like your body, what else is your body?
It.
Like for me, like my body ain't coming back to my family. Okay. So you guys might as well fucking eat me and try your best to survive,
Yeah. There's a really crazy scene where they take pictures.
Oh yeah.
And as they're taking pictures in one of the shots, and they had to hide the bones that were like right there because they were
ashamed.
They were ashamed of.
It's sad.
It's fucked up, man. Like one day you're talking to your friend, and then the second day you're eating. Like yeah,
that's what I'm saying. It's fucking chilling. Like I can't. There's a lot of moments where I'm just like, fuck, man. But such an interesting story. So it's like it's crazy how people just stayed hopeful in a way.
Yeah,
like shit.
They didn't lose hope.
No.
It's insane. You guys gotta go watch it. Like at first I was like, there's no way. How are they gonna stretch a couple hours into this story, and how am I gonna be engaged about these people being stranded up there? And it gets you. Like once you get past the first 15 minutes of the movie, I felt like you were on the edge of your seat, just wanting to know like what is gonna happen. What is gonna happen?
Well, I think they did and I don't know how accurate it was, but I feel like they did a very accurate or very good job at giving the characters like personality traits.
Yeah, that's true.
So I feel like,
and that was hard because there was a bunch of them.
Exactly. Yeah. So they give you like a little context as to like who they were before it happened, who was more of a leader in that pact, who was more, I think that's something that I kind of enjoyed about the movie was that people were like having moral conflicts about eating the body.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's very like realistic,
Yeah. Yeah. There was people that were starving themselves to not eat it. And eventually, if you want to keep going, if you want to be helpful, you're going to have to.
Yeah.
It was fucked up, man.
It was. But I do recommend watching the movie.
Well, with that, how about we jump into this last section that we have here at the podcast called What's Your Bop? Deanna, do you have a bop for the week? We haven't added anything to the playlist in a while.
Like 3 months. I do. Yes, mine is called Todo o Nada by Eladio Carrion and Corina Smith.
Okay, Todo o Nada from his new album, no?
I think it's, yeah. Or no, maybe I think it's just a single, I want to say.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you think about his new album? Did you like it?
I liked it. I feel like his other album, to my taste, was a little bit better. But, I mean, it was still good, I would say. Okay. I enjoyed it.
Yeah?
I think he has a really good flow.
Yeah, he does have a good flow. He has a lot of lyricism. You could tell that he can freestyle, like that might be in the background for his career, because it's you could tell like the way his flow and the things he writes, and it was good. There's some good songs in that album. I will agree.
Yeah.
Mine is gonna be Platinum by Funk Tribu.
Oh yeah, you played it for me the other day. Yeah, it was really good.
If you're in the gym and you like faster paced songs, I feel like it's a good song.
It's a good one for pumping iron,
pumping them legs, doing squats, etc.
Yeah, you just discovered this artist, right?
Yeah, he's a DJ. It's a DJ. It seems like I just listen to DJs. No, I don't just listen to DJs, but when you find a new DJ, if you like that type of music, which I do, you learn to appreciate the craftsmanship. If you guys think this is an expensive hobby, doing a podcast, I'm about to tap into a new one, which is mixing, and I'm about to buy myself a mixer, to start DJing and learning how to do that. I've always wanted to learn how to DJ, and it's something that has always caught my attention since I was young. So.
Oh, that's a new skill. Kind of tying it back to like the beginning where we were talking about like learning new stuff.
That's what I'm saying. It is an investment. So things, I feel like, just to finalize in this, goals are like a diamond. I feel like they're precious, right? Because a diamond takes time for it to be created, right? So there's that time aspect with the goal. You have to be willing to, wait, be patient. It takes years for a diamond to be formed. And then you also have the pressure, right? You need pressure. When that diamond is in that cave, is under pressure. So that's going to be stress. That's going to be downfalls. That's going to be moments where you don't think you have it. But if you want to reach those important goals that take time, that are diamonds in your life, you have to kind of go through the stress of things. And then the last one is you need heat, right? Well, passion. People are going to come at you, haters.
True.
People are going to, even in your family, they're going to say like, you shouldn't be doing that.
Or yourself.
Or yourself. Yeah. So you got to be able to take the heat, and that heat, the pressure, and be willing to put in the time.
I like that.
Yeah. It's a little reflection for you guys to end this. If you guys are new, well, welcome. I hope you guys like this new year of podcasting. I'm excited to create more content for you guys. We're excited. And go check out all the other projects that we're doing.
Did you name the other podcast?
Mofongo Wars. If you guys haven't gone, go see it. Mofongo Wars. Go watch the first few episodes that are out. Go support Luis. Support us. Give us a big thumbs up if you guys like this. And I don't know, anything else you want to add before we conclude?
No, not really. No. It's good to be back. I have good setup and good vibes. So excited to keep making more content.
Amen. And with that, have a good one.
Adios.
And stay blessed. Bye.